Mesan so Emma ubi biara akwaba biem edeba Odeneho TV so unya subscribe ya mesro na wa subscribe no like no share video no na wa kire wadwen so comment section na bibia etimi akokama kama ede amai na ebusua yemfa yeni mbonra nselma na chese John Dramani Mahama ene Chief Justice Torkonu ena omo nsam no so enya nkoda asai na chese busua anu ayedin ehu na eguso ebonipa nini na akwakoba se nini na nso yenim se nanu ya na John Dramani Mahama ede petitions bi ba se nkrofo bi ene de abrand se onfa no fanyi Chief Justice na chese petitions na omoka no so no enkyere se maami we etimi aye bibi boni bia ewo ne office anase watimi a offende Mahama anase aban na oye adwuma ewo nase no waye bibi ede etia no na chese no ntinu omo be nante so eno edi eyinu bibi sa emeto abontin na emom no omo ayo madwin pi se ya na ompese omo yi Chief Justice Torkonu na chese enye asenketwa na ebusua current update aba beto dwa na mensa wo mrani ebeko nya akwakotie na yeba erinkyiremu ni na aba beka ho medawase.
To remove Chief Justice Torkonu is successful, it could set a dangerous precedent where judges could be easily removed over flimsy reasons. He argues that the circumstances under which the removal process has been initiated raises serious questions about the legitimacy of the petition. Let's now bring in former First Deputy Speaker of Parliament and private legal practitioner Joseph Osewusu for more perspective on this matter. Honorable Osewusu, thanks for joining us.
Thank you too for having me.
So, members of the MPP in Parliament have urged the President not to initiate any processes that could lead to the removal of the Chief Justice. But from a legal standpoint, does the President actually have a choice in the matter?
Well, I think that there are two perspectives here. The minority group is looking at the situation from a political perspective, which they're entitled to, which is a legitimate position to take. But I'm wondering if the President had a choice, if anybody brought a petition to him. The position, as prescribed by the Constitution and interpreted by the Supreme Court, is to determine whether there's a prima facie case. If there is, then the matter should proceed to the Council of State to form a committee and so on. The rest is well known. Frankly, I would wish that in the matters relating to the judiciary, I truly wish that we will have the courage to stand away as politicians and insist on the law. Just as the Chief Justice herself said, that it is the law I apply. Whether you change me or not, the law won't change. Yeah. My position is that now the process cannot be influenced by the President. But I will be very, very much surprised and disappointed if the content or the grounds as contained in the three petitions I've read, of course, are found to be corrected if those are not the genuine
petitions,
basis.
Yeah.
Because social media is also a veritable source of misinformation. So I've read something, I've read a comment. If that is truly the content, the basis for which the petitioners are asking that the Chief Justice be removed, I'll be very surprised, disappointed, and truly embarrassed if any committee will come to a conclusion that based on such petitions, the Chief Justice of Ghana will be removed.
Honorable, the MPP's concerns...
That is where the MPP's concern comes into play.
Yes, so they're saying that they fear that the process may be politically motivated or unfair. In your view, what steps can the President and the Council of State take to assure the public that this matter will be handled impartially and in accordance with the law?
Well, that's exactly the point I'm making, that we should not permit our political biases to influence the discussion. We should strictly hold on to it by law. The argument should be there's no legal basis based on the petition they have seen. So, whether it is the President or the Council of State who wishes the law would not support any such move. It doesn't, in many ways, disagree with their position, but I would have wished that they are taking just a legal position so that we move away from a situation where our political biases influences the discussion. I want us to discuss the matter as lawyers. Would this be a basis for removing a Chief Justice? How serious can we be as a country if we truly encourage such things? So we hold anybody who is put on the committee, hold that person to a standard which would demonstrate that truly Ghana will believe in the independence of the judiciary.
Based on what is publicly known at this point, do you believe there are sufficient grounds for a prima facie case to be established?
I'm truly surprised, frankly, looking at what I've seen, and that I'm saying that it is entirely possible that what I'm speaking to, what I'm referring to, I've seen is not exactly the petition. But if it is, I'm already scandalized that anybody will find that any such thing is a basis for removing the Chief Justice. That he held me in contempt, and therefore he should be removed.
Yeah. The Constitution gives the President some discretion to suspend the Chief Justice once a prima facie case is determined. Are there any legal guidelines or constitutional principles that should guide such a decision?
I'm not aware of any. I'm not aware of any Chief Justice suspended because of a petition. I'm aware that some processes have already been gone through before, but in none of those cases was the Chief Justice suspended. I think it was Justice Akpa. I think that was when the Supreme Court ruled that a prima facie case should be made. And it did not get to a point where there was a need to even form the committee and, if necessary, suspend the Chief Justice. But I suggest that we should not encourage any such matters where the executive power is used, even if it is supported by the Council of State, to suspend a Chief Justice. We would have clearly undermined the independence of the judiciary.
Right. Honorable Osei, so let's turn our attention to internal party matters now. The NPP has constituted a committee to review its constitution. In your opinion, should this committee open up the process to receive public memoranda, or should it rely solely on the existing review support as the basis for its work?
I mean, public as in who? Which public? This is a party. Members. Our constitution
party members, Honorable.
Yes, our constitution guides how a review of the constitution itself may be made. I'm very confident that whichever committee that the party puts in place will be guided by the processes contained in the constitution itself.
All right. Yeah. And finally, what do you think are the key areas this Constitutional Review Committee should prioritize?
I think, for me, the most critical thing now is that in the end we should have some consensus on the way forward. The critical issue, if you ask me, is how to select our processes of selecting leaders. That is what has come up throughout the discussions I've heard so far. And I think we must somehow get to a consensus on how we should do that. And it doesn't matter how we get to that. Once we get to a consensus, we will use the consensus to build our party and move forward with it.
Honorable Osei, we're very grateful for your time.
Hi everyone, welcome to Chips and Chats, where we play, we have fun, and we talk about lifestyle. My name is Nikki Samonas, and I'll be driving you through.